As Washington recovers from the damage pro-Trump rioters caused yesterday, far-right groups are spreading misinformation about it online. The headline on NBCNews.com from Brandy Zadrozny and Ben Collins says Trump loyalists push evidence-free claims that Antifa activists fueled mobs. That strategy, often labeled as a false flag attack. Ben is here with me now. Ben, if you know, you know, but if you don't, can you explain false flag attacks a bit more for our viewers who might never have heard of them?
Yeah, it's a big thing in the conspiracy internet. The concept is somebody does performs a terror attack, or in this case, a riot, and does it to try to frame another group of people. That is not what happened here. Straight up, the people who stormed the Capitol yesterday were pro-Trump militias, QAnon conspiracy theorists, and other ragtag groups of Trump fans. How do we know that? It's because, we know the specific people. They were at Trump rallies for years. They were alt-right influencers. They were people whose faces were easily recognizable from some of the darker corners of the pro-Trump internet. So this is not Antifa. The Washington Times put out a story last night saying that there was a facial recognition technology that they used to identify Antifa members. That has already been pulled down. That's been removed from their website because the story was false, and it was pushed by people on these very same websites that organized this exact riot.
Ben, I think the question we just keep hearing over and over and over again since yesterday is, how did we not see this coming? You have been watching these online forums, social media posts flood in for years. There were warning signs for months about yesterday. You and Brandy even had a story about the growing violent threats on Tuesday, a day before the riots. Let's talk about this a little bit more. How did law enforcement miss this?
They failed. That's how they missed it. This is a group of people who are known to commit violent action. The 4chan and 8chan crowd, if you were alive a year ago, you might remember this. In the summer of 2019, they were murdering people and leaving white nationalist manifestos on 8chan, which is now 8kun, and 4chan. These same websites were organizing this rally. The people on this website, on 4chan and the Donald and 8kun, these are pro-Trump, far-right websites that promote the Proud Boys, promote QAnon, and promote militia movements. They said January 6th, we're going to storm the Capitol. The debate on those websites wasn't should we storm the Capitol. It was should we kill police when we're there. That's what was going on. I have no idea how this was missed by law enforcement. It's a massive strategic failure. I'm not saying the people on the ground did anything in particular. I'm saying strategically, there should have been more people there, right, and they just didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean, Ben, one of the things that I've heard from a number of people, including my husband, who just mentioned it in passing this morning, he said they had T-shirts printed with the date. He goes, you don't just do that 5 minutes before you go somewhere. This was planned in advance. I mean, it was clear that this was not something that just popped into their minds when an hour beforehand. And we've heard from Yasmin Vasugian earlier today. So many of them traveled from out of town. They just didn't, this wasn't just a spur of the moment thing. I got to ask you some more about the people who stormed the Capitol building, because there was one in particular you have some reporting on. What can you tell us?
There's a guy that his name's Jake Angeli. He goes by the QAnon shaman. He was the guy on the dais there. He was wearing that pelt. Looked like that. The guy who really stormed his way into the Capitol is a man from Des Moines. He was wearing a QAnon shirt.
Oh, the guy with the horns.
Yeah, there's the guy with the horns there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That guy has been at pro-Trump rallies for months and months. And shortly afterwards, people tried to frame this man as Antifa. This would be the longest bit of all time if this guy was Antifa for a couple of years, going to pro-Trump rallies, pretending to be a QAnon supporter. That's not what's happening. Reality conflicts with these conspiracy theories. And, the reality is we know who these people are. And a lot of these people have merchandised these things. That guy had a GoFundMe based on this bit he was doing. Like you said, this was a merchandised event. They had planned for it. They made T-shirts. They had live streams collecting donations for it. They knew what they were doing. Don't let them say anything otherwise.
All right, Ben Collins, always great to have you, especially on a day like this. Really appreciate your reporting.
Thank you.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.